Hello, my name is Scott for SB Gaming and welcome to Motorsport Manager. We are here with SB Racing with our created team that's doing reasonably well. We have a target for the season of 10th place or better. Of course, with 10 teams, as I keep saying, we can't get any worse. We are on target. We will always be on target. This was intentional. And it looks like our drivers, I don't know if the average has kind of gone up a bit, but the car really hasn't all that much. We have some scouting coming up in 6 and 7 days. Sarah's young in 38 days. Wow, that's going to take some time. We have here, yep. And so, oh, interesting. If we wanted to apply for some of these jobs, there's some team principals who are at risk of losing their jobs. No one in the World Motorsport Championship. There's 2 at risk in the Asia Pacific, Team Kirov and ep8 GP. We have Enrique Lorenzo of Boa Esperanza, whose job is uneasy. Vladimir Ivanov of Eastwood Motorsport. His job is currently uneasy. Wolfhagen and Amar, their principals are uneasy. Nicholson Racing and Orleans Amar, same thing. Our job is safe. He is happy with how we're doing. We have a loyalty stat of 7. Your loyalty stat steadily increases over time and will decrease when you fire staff or change jobs. We started at an 8. This has dropped to a 7. Mainly to do... Wow, that's a significant drop right there. We had hired up Franky Kinney, who's a pay driver. And, yeah, our previous guy wasn't all that great. She's much better as a reserve driver, has a good feedback score and all that. So, yeah, about that. Our financial stat has gone up. This will increase as long as we keep a positive balance. It will go down if, of course, we have a negative balance, or yeah, negative balance. So I might want to keep this up, although with that said, I don't know if this really affects things other than maybe if I apply for their job or one of these jobs, they might like me better because I have a really good financial stat. Race management, we're up to a 9, so we've gained a full point, and that is of course because we have achieved the targets we set for ourselves. And we had what, 3 races? Yep, 3 races. So this is going to go pretty quickly. So about that, we have currently a cost per race of $495,000. But we are saving money on our drivers because of her personality trait. We're paying her $77,000, but her sponsors are paying us $109,000 if she, of course, participates in practice. If she's a main driver and drives in the race, she, of course, gets us $219,000. So that is a thing. We had $635,000 for race sponsors, and overall we've gotten $4 million from sponsors, and we have saved over $980,000. We would be, if I didn't have this trait, we would be down to $5 million right now. So this is quite impressive. Yeah. That trait gives you an extra $1 million not even halfway through the season. The more you spend, the more you save. It's awesome. Our sponsors, Wanderluck will expire in 2 races, same with Chic Airways. Our marketability is still 1 star. We are at 25%, so this has to tick up just a bit, and then we'll be able to get into 2-star sponsors, I believe. I think it has to be 26%. So our team marketability is continuing to go up. Their marketability is disappointing. If we put Franky Kinney with her marketability of 75%, if we replaced Faith Anthony, this would go up by 60 points. This is average to get to that, so that would be 45% marketability, and that's kind of what I would like to do, but I can't exactly do anything with Faith Anthony's contract. So about that. Oh, wait a minute. Did this stat change also because I hired new staff? So I hired these three guys. Katie as our new designer, Gary Watson and Billy Evans. I should check that. Possibly. And he's just sitting there. He was insulted by what we're offering, but I think he's 17, 8, 12. Yeah, I think we have someone who's a lot better right now. She is 17, 15. She has the same engine score and better gearbox. We don't really have to be too concerned about the brakes and suspension. Anyway, we have something coming up with the headquarters, building the scouting facility. That's coming up in about a week. And then 9 weeks from now is, of course, the headquarters for the factory. That's what it is. Now, I just want to check something. Andre Gomez still has a dodgy neck. That's 4 weeks. Back problems is 2 more weeks. So by the time the next race rolls around, possibly this might be gone. Anyway, let's hit the continue button. And the scouting facility has been completed. So we have a new scouting facility right over here. All right about that. So that gives us an extra set of drivers unlocked. This is going to increase our cost per race by $66,000. That's unfortunate. So yeah, our headquarters upkeep and staff is going to go up to 106,000. It was at 40,000. That is unfortunate. Scouting. So if we take a look at the drivers who are not. Alright, so we have Diana Bovina, Ellie Marsh, Enrique Lara, who looks... I've heard she's a pretty good driver, but I'm seeing 3 to 6, 0 to 5, 1 to 5. She has overtaken 16 to 20 as smooth as 15 to 20, which is decent, but it's hit or miss. Harry Webb, Maisie Jones, actually 17 to 20 braking, 15 to 20 cornering, 13 to 20 overtaking, 13 to 15 adaptability, 1 to 4 smoothness. You know what? We're going to scout her. Max Smith, feedback of 14 to 19. Woohoo! Okay, about that. Ollie Ryan. Alright, before I do anything, let's see, do I care about? Not really. Ellie Marsh, 10 to 20, 16 to 20. I'm gonna feedback or favorite her. You know what? We're going to. I want to see what it's all about. Maisie Jones. Yep. Max Smith. Could be better. 17 to 20 overtaking. Holly Ryan and Raquel Perez or Perez. 11 to 16 focus, 16 to 20 braking, 19 to 20 overtaking, 13 to 20 cornering. All Alright, so we are going to... yep, and we get an extra slot, but what I would like to do... We are going to drop all these guys. Nope. And we are going to scout her, scout her, scout him. And then we're just going to scout all the other ones. Alright, like that. We're working on Sarah's Young, Alex Rogers, Mustafa, Peter Young. Nope, we're going to drop him off the list. And then we'll get Maisie Jones, although with that said, let's drop her for now. She's going to be done in 22 days. Alright, about that. That gives us some potential decent drivers to, hire for next season. Now, the male scouting report finished. Ariel Demblay would be one of the better drivers in the European Racing Series. She still has some potential to improve, too, which is great. Ariel's fitness is her strength, but she struggles with her braking. Alright, and scouting report. Tanvir Jah is one of the European Racing Series top drivers. I believe that he's already peaked as a driver, and his career is on the way down. His best talent is his adaptability. I'm pretty sure he is crap. Actually, he's different than 9 and 4. Otherwise, mid-range stats. I wonder if the stats are randomized within the range every new game. Because I'm fairly certain in one of my other games, I deleted all my other save files, so I can't go back to the other ones to see, but I'm pretty sure Ja and Beauchamp in my previous games had like lots of yellows for stats. I'm pretty sure. Because otherwise he's not that bad. He's content. He's old. He hates team orders. He is a mentor. Helps improve teammates to improve faster. A new haircut. +5 markability and podium. +5 morale. Alright, about that. So we are working on the factory. I just want to check. Gomez is still out with a back problems, and that's in 3 weeks. So he'll probably still have the dodgy neck, which is unfortunate. Anyway, let's hit the continue button. And those are the results of the World Motorsport Championship for the 5th round, the Black Sea. Panther once again, yeah, they're leading there. Don't know much about these teams, just because I've never played in the World Motorsport. I've played several seasons of Create a Team, as well as with Octane Racing, but I've not gotten very far ahead. My plan all along has been to, of course, we're 7th place for drivers, 7th place for headquarters, we have 7th place for staff, 8th place for sponsors. Our sponsors, 2 races and 2 races. Yeah, we'll have these sponsors for a little while. Our marketability is still 25%. Nothing has changed there. Let's hit the continue button. And wet weather training. Hey SB, I got a chance to attend an intense wet weather training course next month, but it costs a pretty penny. Would you be able to foot the bill? It'll benefit all of us in the long run. Adds personality trait, Wet Weather Pro. What is Wet Weather Pro? Unfortunately, $500,000. Your You're my reserve driver, although with that said, I might promote you up to main driver when Faith Anthony's contract expires at the end of the season. So, you know what? Do I go for this? We have $6 million in the bank. We're paying a little bit more in operating costs. Do I want to spend $500,000 to give my reserve driver Wet Weather Pro? Oh, if this was Gomez saying, "Hey, I want some wet weather training," I'm like, sure, no problem. Although with that said, I might not keep Gomez around. Not that he's a bad driver necessarily, but it is what it is. Do I go with wet weather training for her? Do I spend $500,000? Nope. And we have some scouting coming up. And what happened there? Okay, about that, nothing for the mail. And report on upcoming race at Tondela. Prepared a brief report on the next race. 32 lap race. The lap length is 2.4 miles and the lap record is 1 minute 15 seconds 1:30. On the weather front, things are expected to be dry. There's a 10% chance of rain. Without too many chances for the cars to get up to full speed, this track really favors excellent acceleration. Gritta Racing have the best gearbox in the championship, so they will be expected to perform well. Tire compounds are soft and super soft. The track is quite abrasive, but our car is one of the best. Interesting. Alright, 32 lap race. We might be going softs. This must go without saying, but I'd love it if we could build a test track. Yeah, of course you would love us to build a test track. Scouting report finished. Mustafa El Sadat, predicted in the season position 14th. He is one of the better drivers in the European Racing Series. He has a huge amount of potential. He struggles with fitness and has smoothness as his best. Alex Rogers is a fairly decent driver within the European Racing Series. I believe that he's currently operating at the peak of his powers, so we shouldn't expect him much improvement in his skills. He has an aptitude for overtaking, but struggles with his fitness. So if we take a look at Mustafa El Sadat, he's one of the better drivers. 14, 12. If he has all blue, I would say that's a pretty good driver. But 5 and 4, middle of the road overtaking, good feedback. He's a racer. Modifier applies during race only. So, yeah. He does a bit better. He does not like team orders. And he's an expert in Vancouver, which, if I'm not mistaken, is added to the schedule next year. So, about that. So, that is something. Driver form. I don't know if this is the most recent one. He's kind of gone backslid. 8th in the Black Sea, yep. 9th in the... So he's dropping down just a bit. His marketability is 30%. He's not that bad. How does he compare to, say, Andre Gomez? Braking, they're about the same. Cornering, they're about the same. Smoother, so they're about the same. He's slightly better overtaking. Same consistency, same adaptability. He has the same fitness as Andre Gomez. Feedback 14 to 13. Focus 9 to... Actually, yeah. Mustafa El Sadat is not that much... He's about equal to Andre Gomez. That's interesting. He slightly edges out on the overtaking. And the feedback. A bit on the focus. But another thing is he can go up into the 4th star. So... Actually, that's not that bad. He definitely has a better car. It would take $1.2 million to break his contract. They're paying him a little bit more. So that is a thing. If we go back to scouting, if we take a look at... did we take a look at Ariel Demblay? She's actually alright. She's content, so morale up and desired earnings down. How does she compare to, say, Faith? Oh no, not Faith, or not Franky Kinney. Faith Anthony. 8 to 6, 12 to 5, 9 to 8, 12 to 7, 12 to 11, 10 to 9, 13 to 4, 11 to 8, 9 to 7. So, kind of hit or miss. I think she has overall better stats, so, and better marketability. She'd actually be one to consider. Let's favorite her. And, you know, if we have to, as a backup, we can always hire her at a later time. Alex Rogers. 8, 5, 6, 10, yeah. He's at his peak. He's for Archer BMR. He's a racer, and he's passionate. 3 races. How did he do? Where is his... So he did 12th at the Black Sea, 17th in Munich, 13th in Milan. So it looks like he does well, or he was doing well on the high-speed tracks. Alright, about that. Now, anything else to... we just have Tondela coming up. Oh, another thing I want to check. If we take a look at the parts, we have 67% on this engine, or this gearbox, and 68% reliability on the engine. Next race in 3 days. Ooh. I'll probably be using them. Performance is at 40 and 62. We're going to go to fit parts. We're going to give him that engine and her that gearbox. We're going to have to watch Andre Gomez's car, but otherwise, if we can get above 70%, because a lot of these parts are about 70%. 70% is probably the minimum. But the performance is pretty good. We could design a new part. I was actually going to consider doing this at the end of the last episode, but I decided to wait for this episode. We are 9th on top speed, 9th in that. Here's a question. Next one is the refueling ban. We also have points for top A and spec brakes. And so we have front wing is crucial and gearbox is crucial. What I would like to do, we are going to build a suspension. It's going to cost $750,000 plus. $800,000. I will save 5%, so plus 25 to max. Medium speed corners plus 10, plus 10% reliability. Or medium speed corners plus 20. $31.55 or $11.60. You know what? I want to go with this. We can always improve the performance. Yep, we are going to build this part. It'll be 9.9 days after the race. So 800. Yep. So we save for $40,000. And so 9 days, 22 hours for that part. We'll probably work on some suspensions, get those up. But we have the headquarters coming up in 6 weeks. Improved parts, 67 and 68. Yep, that should be fine. We are working on the performance of the engine. Let's hit the continue button. And the Asia Pacific Super Cup ran the Phoenix Oval. Round 4 of 11. And next race in 3 days. Let's hit the continue button and seriously. Financial management. I'm extremely concerned about the status of the team's finances. There's still a long way to go in the season, and the coffers aren't looking... What are you talking about? Like, really? Yeah, we have lots of money left. We can finance at least 9 races. And we've ran at least... What was it? We're doing... Yeah, we've done 3 races already. So we have 7 to go. $3.5 million-ish. $3.8 million. We're going to be good. We're going to have about $2.5 million-ish. Or no, $1.5 million or so by the end of the season at this rate. So we can spend it. I have no problems whatsoever. Race management. Yeah, alright. No problem there. Anyway, let's hit the continue button. Oh yeah, got it. And pre-race preview bites. Grid racing. Yeah. There's plenty of time to catch ya. Says grid racings. He's currently sitting second. Yep. SB Racing, managed by SB Gaming, are predicted to finish around 10th, which would be seen as a solid result for the Canadian-based team. Chairman Kurt Kruger. Anything other than 10th will probably raise the chairman's blood pressure, an anonymous mechanic told us. Is that 10th out of 10 teams? We can't get worse than 10th. You know, we're probably expected, if things go to plan, to finish around 8th. So yeah, about that. How are we looking on the parts? That hasn't changed. And if we take a look at the parts now, 73 and 74%. So they improved 5%-ish. So yeah. You know what? I'm fine with that. We have performance of 41 and 63. And just to check, no, we haven't surpassed Archer BMR, so about that. Anything else we want to check before we move on? 2 races and 2 races, that's fine. Alright, sponsor select. So we did 15th at the Black Sea, 11th in Munich, 12th in Milan. We are going to go with RusJet for the extra $75,000. And just to make sure we have the parts where we want them. Brakes is good. We have Andre and Anthony. Andre and Anthony. And we have Andre and Anthony. Let's continue. and let's race. And here we are at Tondela, and as we can see, it is raining right now. Woohoo! We got some rain. I should have checked to see what the race was going to be like. All right. Well, we are going to go with Andre Gomez and Franky Kinney. Yeah, let's be on. No, we'll be on intermediates. Now, what this is saying is we need to be on the high end of downforce, handling, and acceleration. So, we are going to want to... Actually, we have 2 high-speed sections here. These are medium speed, I think. If we have a low speed there, that's, I think, a medium. This section is a medium section. We are probably going to want a lot of front wing downforce. Although with that said, we are going to... I'm going to put it on the edge of the downforce, then we know that we have to go all the way that way. Handling, I want to bump it to there. We are going to do the same thing with that. No, we'll do that. So I want 16 and 25. 16, 25, 69, and 44. $16 and $25. I can't remember what I... 69 and 44. 69 and 44. Alright, so that is the top end for Gomez's car, which means it has to go that direction. We will set her up with that. That is good. We will take the practice. And of course, we're going to send out, continue, 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 send out, continue, continue, and continue. The water on the track will quickly increase. In some senses, we really probably should be on wets, but it doesn't really matter. This is our first heavy rain, and a lot of people are going out on wets. Thing is, if there is rain, unless it's going to be a rainy weekend, we're probably going to be on intermediates, not likely to be on wets unless the rain continues onwards. Handling is spot on. Nice to hear. And where are we right now? We are coming around. Oh, we passed the pits. Alright, let's stay out for one more lap. I think we're going to do well on this track just because of how slow the track is. Loving the handling, that's good. Yeah, with all the curves, with all the... And this looks like the sun has come out. And yep, the rain will stop in a minute or two, and the rain will quickly drop. So half the session will be on probably softs. Alright, I'm going to bring them both in. I think I'm going to want to go out on dries. And we got poor, excellent, and very poor. And poor, excellent, and very poor. So it looks like the cars are very well balanced. So yeah, we're going to need more downforce. Let's go 17. So for poor, that is 5 pips. That's about 2 pips there. Let's go 17.5 and 26.5. We are going to want the speed balance to be more towards... Very poor is like 7 pips, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Handling is excellent. Let's do that. And we'll see where that... Actually, no. I'm going to want to... Yep, I can always come back in. We are going to go with that. Handling is good. That is good. We are going to go with... This is a 32-lap race. This would just be barely cutting it. You know what? We're going to go with softs. And now, Franky Kinney with Faith Anthony's car. We have poor, excellent, and very poor. So what I'm going to want to do, obviously, is... What was it? 17.5? 26. We'll go to there. And then we're going to want to shift the handling back. But we are going to... So this is a little bit more than pip. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go to there, and we are going to shift that back. Handling is spot on. We might have to bring more downforce, but we are going to go with that. We are going to go on softs. And we'll see how that works for the setup. 8 minutes left to the practice, and they're both heading out. They both had similar tweaks to their cars. We're the only ones currently on softs. Although, with that said, most likely most people will be going on to softs as well. To shift the camera around. What I'm going to do, we are going to bring them in. And so we got okay, excellent, and good. Alright, so we had poor there, and then we went to okay. Poor is 5 pips, okay is 3 pips. We are going to go up to 18 degrees and 27 degrees. Yeah, let's go to 18 degrees. And now handling, we don't need to go back down to understeer. Speed balance is good. It was very poor. That is good. Good is about 2 pips. We're going to want to probably right there. And let's just tweak the tire camber. Let's use that. Stay on those softs. And good, excellent, and okay. And so we had poor. Now we have good. That's a difference of only 3 pips, but that's way more than 3 pips. We are going to go up to 18 degrees and 27.5. We're going to want to shift more to understeer, but okay, it's 3 pips. We're going to want to drop the gear ratios down probably to there. So shift the suspension and then just adjust the tire camber. We are going to stay on those tires. And Kinney is out first. Gomez is out next. Everyone else is still out on wets. Beauchamp, Sabato, and Antonov are on intermediates. Do people know things that I don't know? Do they know it's going to be wet? What's the forecast looking like? It looks like it's going to be clear. No rain coming up. Track grip increasing. There was no information coming back from our drivers. You know what? We'll keep him out 1 lap more. Let's go on attack and overtake. We're probably going to perform well with a good time, just because of the way that we're on softs on a fast track. Well, not really a fast track, but everyone else is running times on intermediates and wets. The tweaks to the downforce are great. Soft tires level 1 unlocked. Race trim level 2 unlocked. We are 2 seconds ahead. And Kinney set the... Alright, we are going to want to bring them both in. Although... yeah, we scored dry weather times. Any other feedback that I want to know? Whatever you did to the speed balance, it's working. This is much better. And yep, let's bring him in. And bring him in. And so we have great, excellent, and great. We have high knowledge gained. We're up to 95% optimum balance. Speed balance range has shrunk, although we know it's in this area here. So we started with very poor there, then we went to good, and now we're on great. We are going to tweak it a little bit further, speed balance. Let's increase the downforce a little bit more. See if that's going to be too much. Handling is excellent. Speed balance. Let's just... try to tweak it there, see what that gives us. We'll stay out on those tires. And excellent, excellent, and great. Nice to see. High knowledge gained. That shrinks the range a bit more. Now all we have to do is tweak the speed balance. I am thinking... that was okay. That was very poor. Okay. Great. We're going to drop that a little bit more. It will barely affect the handling. We're going to go with that, see how that affects it. If we drop down to good, then we know it's probably going to be over here. And we're going to use those tires. We can go it for one more round. And Gomez is out first. Let's follow him out. And yeah, we're not probably going to get another lap. So this is probably going to be the last lap of the practice. We are going to put them on attack and overtake, because I want to try possibly to get around before the session is over for one last lap. "13 seconds left. Will we?" And no. Gomez doesn't make it to the line to start a flying lap. That's unfortunate. Looks like most of them stayed out on wets. Wow. Yeah, this is a little bit unfair. We pulled a 121 with softs. They're 123, 124 on intermediates. And for some reason, they just stayed on wets. Maybe to get the knowledge on the wets. Do they know it's going to be heavy rain in the next, in the race day? Anyway, Kara Halford at SB Racing, loving your work. You make my weekends complete. Great job by SB Racing today. That was an impressive performance. Andre Gomez had a pretty awesome session there. Nice driving. All right about that. And here we are at Tondela. It is race day. Our objective is 16th or above for $75,000. And at this point in time, what I'm going to do is end the episode here because, yeah, this is not race day episode. We have Andre Gomez starting on 5th, Faith Anthony in 6th. I think we will do pretty well in this race just because there are a lot of corners, which means that if we can fight for position, if we can defend, it means that people will have less opportunities to pass us, much like in whatever the last one was, Milan, where there's just these long straights, and if you had a better car, you could just get out ahead of your competition. That's not the case. As we can see, we have no rain, some track grip. It could happen that rain comes up late in the race, but it looks like we are going to have the advantage in the race because we spent more time on soft tires than the competition. Anyway, at this point in time, I'd like to say thank you for joining me for this episode of Motorsport Manager. Thank you for watching. My name is Scott Frisbee Gaming, and as always, have a good day.